The Los Angeles Dodgers are your 2024 World Series champions, but how they pulled it off is truly something else. When you really look at the stats, a totally different picture emerges from what the 4-1 series victory might suggest. In the 5-game World Series, the LA Dodgers had a lower batting average, less home runs, and scored only one more run than the Yankees did, but still managed to handle the New York Yankees with very little pushback. So how did they do it? The real reason the LA Dodgers won the World Series isn't as simple as saying that they just hit more bombs than the other team, and the truth about how they did it might surprise you. What's up, folks, and welcome back to the channel. In this one, we're going to be talking about how the LA Dodgers won the World Series and the sneaky thing they did better than everyone else. Before we get into it, I encourage you guys to hit the like and smash the subscribe button if you enjoy baseball content and discussion, so you don't miss any future videos. All right, folks, let's get into it. So we obviously all knew that this Dodgers team was extremely talented and very deep before this postseason even began. I mean, when your lineup starts with 3 literal MVPs in Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts, and Freddie Freeman, clearly you're doing something right. And those guys, specifically Freddie Freeman, definitely came up clutch when it mattered most. Freeman in the World Series had an OPS of 1.364, 4 home runs, 12 RBIs, and added a championship win probability to his team of 29%. The guy absolutely popped off and is a major reason why the Dodgers ended up winning the whole thing, but that's not the reason that they won. The real reason the LA Dodgers won this year's World Series is actually the New York Yankees.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
All right, before you go down to the comments and type something like, what the hell is this guy talking about? Just listen to this. Joel Sherman of the New York Post writes, what the Dodgers told their players in scouting meetings was the Yankees were talent over fundamentals. That if you run the bases with purpose and aggression, the Yankees will self-inflict harm, as was exposed by Betts, Tommy Edman, Freddie Freeman, etc. That the value was very high to put the ball in play to make the Yankees execute. They mentioned that the Yankees were not just the major's worst base running team by every metric, but the difference was vast on the field between them and the Padres, who the Dodgers beat in the NL Division Series, but were impressive in this area. Effectively, what the Dodger scouts are saying is that if you let them, the Yankees are going to fuck up. And we saw this on full display. We obviously need to talk about the 5th inning in Game 5, where the Yankees defense just completely forgot how to play baseball. It all started with Aaron Judge just completely dropping the ball in center field, followed by Jazz Chisholm Jr. making a terrible throw to the third baseman, and then culminated when Garrett Cole had a complete lapse of judgment and stopped running to the first base bag. These defensive errors ended up costing the New York Yankees as they watched as 5 unearned runs came around the bases and their lead completely evaporated. And while this terrible play by the fielders was a shock to many of the people watching, to the Dodgers, it actually wasn't that surprising. Joel Sherman goes on to write, they were thrilled at how short Yankee leads were at first base to potentially be less of a threat on pivots at second, where Gavin Lux does not excel. They said their metrics had the Yankees as the worst positioned outfield. They were amazed how many times relay throws came skittering through the infield with no one taking charge, and how often Jazz Chisholm Jr., for example, was out of place or just standing still when a play was in action. These Yankee miscues were really bad, but they weren't unexpected from the LA Dodgers standpoint. LA knew that all they had to do was stay in the game, play good fundamental baseball, and eventually the Yankees would find a way to beat themselves, and that is exactly what happened. Now, in my opinion, this doesn't take anything away from the LA Dodgers team or their World Series win, and in fact, I think it kind of amplifies it. We learned this World Series that the LA Dodgers can beat you in so many different ways. They can outslug you, they can outpitch you, and they can even outbrain you to the point where they have you beating yourself. At the end of the day, good fundamental baseball is always going to win out, and that is exactly what we saw happen here. But folks, let me know what you think about all this in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you next time.